Welcome to the Tokai Towers. I'm Anthony the Artist. As usual, I am here to bring back the games, fun, laughter, and other stuff. Today, I'm bringing back an old segment that I was doing called Weekend Rogue, where, well, I didn't really have a plan for that, but what I'll do this time around is you'll see Enter the Gungeon play in the background for right now, because that's the roguelike that's going to be going. Well, I'll be playing a game called Wrestling vs. Fiction with a special guest. It's a show that I plan on doing for Weekend Rogue. I'll catch you guys after the music starts, and see you then. And we're back after that musical break. Glad to see everyone back here. Okay. As I said, we're going to be playing a game I created called Wrestling vs. Fiction. And joining me today is my special guest, Fox the Tactician. Come up here and take a bow. Not that it can see you.
Hey guys. Oh. Hey guys, how's it? I guess I'm, friendly neighborhood tactician Fox. I'm going to do my best today.
It's good to see you here. Although we're technically not in the same room, we are talking together, as we always have.
The wonders of the internet.
Alright, so Wrestling vs. Fiction goes in, this type of category. I figured, hey, I watch a lot of shit, I want to play another game, so, it came across as something Ben said when I showed him, a segment from wrestling, that had a wrestler named Asuka and another one by the name of Io Sky on WWE go back and forth in Japanese, and someone actually subtitled it, and Ben said, man, there's more and more proves that wrestling is anime. And then I got to thinking, wrestling is stranger than fiction, and it is quite literally a soap opera, so let's see if, we can pick out some wrestling bits from fiction. And thus, the name Wrestling vs. Fiction began, and a whole tumultuous month of just mind-breaking and cramming began.
Agonizing over preparation.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I have no clue how long we're going to actually stretch this out for, so we'll be running in 20-minute segments at the most, or up to 20-minute segments to do that, and I will be picking from at least a couple categories that I have down, because again, I quite literally just put this together and I'm doing this all by hand. There will be other categories in the future, so if you want, go ahead and play at home, but here are some rules for you. Rule number 1, I have no intention of winning. This is for my guests to have fun and try and win. The point system will be like this. Each question is worth a point. If my opponent doesn't get it, I get the point. But if they get the question, they get the point. But here's where it changes. My opponent has a chance to get 2 points. So let's say this. Let's see. An easy thing. A man's brother comes into town, kidnaps his son, as well as, other shit going down, so the man has to go and team up with one of his worst enemies to save his son, while losing his life in the process. Wrestling versus fiction. Which is it?
Given that you said lost his life, I'm going to have to take a guess that it's fiction.
Yes, it is, but here's the thing. There are some wrestling shows that actually do kill off characters or write them off that way, and it's played as death, so. But yes, it is a fiction.
I guess that is fair.
Yep, it is fiction, so Fox would get 1 point there. Now here's where the second thing comes in. What is that fiction from?
Dad goes through, tries to save kidnapped son, and ends up dying in the process.
Yep. While teaming up with a former enemy at the same time.
I gotta say, I don't think I'm genuinely aware of that particular storyline.
I forget to mention that the guy who kidnapped the son was the man's brother. I probably did.
I'm still not sure if that rings any bells for me.
Alright, well...
And you're probably going to say it, and I'm going to hate myself, because I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, right, I totally remember this.
For that, I apologize, and I know you will. And I know a couple of other people will be getting this, too, if I explained it right. The fiction is from Dragon Ball Z. Raditz, the brother of the man, Goku, comes into town, knocks him out, steals his son Gohan, and Goku has to team up with Piccolo to save his son. While he loses his life in the process.
Man.
You still get the point,
wow.
But like the whole
I never even figured it that way.
Yeah.
Exploding my mind horizons.
Alright, now that one didn't necessarily count, but that's more or less the gist of it. There will be other categories and other ways of going out, but essentially, my opponent has a chance to get 2 points for, like, everything. And a lot of the other thing is just, like, educating wrestling and fiction, too. Again, you all are free to play along and put your scores in the comments as you go. And we will start with 4 categories. We have question set 1 with comical fights, set 2 with stories, like character stories and such. 3, techniques, which is my anime category. So it'll just be like stuff from anime or wrestling technique finishers. And finally, we have promos, which is a good way to say, essentially just like I'll be reading quotes from people and you'll guess what it's from. So, Fox, which category would you like to go through first?
Well, I gotta go for the Hissatsu Waza, the finishers.
Oh,
the
yeah.
coolest part.
Oh, I forgot that's what I was going to call that. Dang it. Okay, we'll just backtrack.
Please bear with our initial scuff, folks.
We'll backtrack and go with that. Our first category is Hissatsu Waza. Alright, the name of the first technique I will be giving you is called the F5. Now, Fox, tell me, is that wrestling or fiction?
F5. It sounds like something that would go through along with tornadoes, which could easily go either way.
Yep, it could. That was the whole point of the Hissatsu Wazas.
There's a part of me that, well, I imagine it very well could be an anime move from any number of wind-oriented elementals.
Yes.
I want to take a guess that it's going to be wrestling, because what better place to put tornadoes than in, like, lariats?
Okay, is that your final answer for the first part of the question?
That's going to be my final answer.
Well, Fox, I'd like to tell you, you are correct. The F5 is a finishing maneuver of a wrestler in the WWE. Now, for the extra point, could you tell me who that is or make a wild guess? Honestly, I just want to figure out what you'd say the guy's name is.
Honestly, just because of the Street Fighter reference with, oh man, I forget his name in Street Fighter. I want to say Rey Mysterio, but I doubt that's going to be it.
Well, unfortunately, it is not Rey Mysterio. Although the guy did fight Rey Mysterio and his son. The guy is known as the Beast Incarnate, a man who joined the WWE in like the early to mid 2000s and was part of like the infamous FEW class, who had wrestlers such as Batista, John Cena, as well as I forgot the other guy. I feel bad now. Oh, I think Randy Orton. Yeah, the guy
out of nowhere.
The guy who is known as Brock Lesnar.
Interesting. I thought he was MMA specifically.
He actually started off as a WWE star and then joined MMA later on.
Oh, cool beans.
and later went back. It's just like a fun bit of like info that comes along every now and again. Alright. Second one. This one is called Brazo Izquierda del Diablo. Anime or wrestling? Wrestling
Okay,
versus
you're gonna-
fiction.
Run that by me one more again.
It's
Just a little bit slowly in the front.
Okay. Brazo Izquierda del Diablo.
Brazo Izquierda del Diablo. Something of the devil.
Yep. Well, the translation doesn't really help out. If you want to know, I can tell you.
Sure, why not?
The left hand of the devil.
Left hand of the devil. And specifically in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, while in translation, it would very likely go through and fit more for anime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a swing and say this is probably wrestling again.
Unfortunately, this is anime.
Ah, I was right. I shouldn't have doubted my gut.
For a chance to like get a point for it, would you like to guess what anime it's from?
Well, the main place that I'm going to think of a left hand of the devil
Mm-hmm.
would probably be something along the lines of like Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes.
But I think I'm conflating Hiei's left hand.
Yeah, I think that's probably what you're doing, but again,
Yeah.
you're kind of on like a bit of the right track.
Left hand of the devil, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of if there's anybody that I can think of specifically. I'm not gonna go with it at something like My Hero, because that's a little like they're not gonna go satanic Christian.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen anyone in that show or manga come up with the Spanish technique either, for that matter.
That's fair. I'm afraid I gotta go through and call that one. I can't think of it offhand.
Alright, but the anime it is from Bleach.
Oh, that would have been.
Yeah.
I'm kicking myself for all the Spanish stuff that's put in that.
Exactly. And,
Oh.
and it is from a resident Mexican, Sado Chad Yatutora.
Yup. Oh, man. That's surprising. I thought he was more, like, less satanic than that.
It's like later on.
Because I thought
like,
it was just a one hollow arm kind of thing.
Well, it's more or less along that lines. Both of his arms are actually, like, named for that thing. He feels that the devil is his power, so he calls it the left hand of the devil, while his right arm is purely his grandpa's protective aura and such. Thus, it's a giant protector known as Brazo Derecha del Gigante.
Nice.
Yep. Alright, now we'll go on to question number 3. And this one is called the Pentagon Driver.
Ooh.
Now, Fox, I've definitely been throwing you for a loop here. This has gotten very hard. Wrestling or fiction?
Well, I went against my gut last time to say it was wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Spanish thing.
Yep.
I feel like if it's a driver, you gotta go Kamen Rider for that. But in the case of a move, I feel like that's going to be a wrestling maneuver.
So, Fox, what is your decision? Sorry.
I'm gonna follow my gut this time and say that it's wrestling.
And the results are in 1, 2, 3. It is wrestling.
Ding, 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 ding. Let's go.
Well, I'm not sure if you'd get the guy. Again, this is for our people at home as well. Who is the wrestler who coined the Pentagon Driver? Again, you can do whatever far-fetched guess you want to do, Fox.
Just for the sake of America, I
Okay.
feel like I want to say Kurt Angle because of all the American connection.
Surprisingly, he's very, he's very, narcissistic in that thing to where his moves are all named after him.
All him.
Yeah. Although technically this one is very narcissistic in a way too, because the wrestler who did this is Pentagon Jr., a favorite wrestler of Jordan and myself from Lucha Underground and later, as well as AAA wrestling, and later AEW, where he's just going as Penta Cero, I think. Oh, I'm gonna get hate for that one.
Well, hold on. Let's do some Penta L0M. Yeah.
Yep, Penta Cero M. Yep.
There you go.
Which is no fear, which is what you're showing, Fox, with that thing. Going with your gut shows no fear whatsoever. Now say it with me. Cero miedo. Cero miedo.
Cero miedo.
Alright. The next question. It's a raging. It's a coming. It is the Kinshasa! Wrestling or fiction?
Kinshasa, huh?
Kinshasa.
Kinshasa, okay. Sounds more like a creature than a move, to be fair. But, let's go for the naming convention
Okay.
and say that it's anime.
Okay.
They like to go through and put little fancy, odd words in there.
Well, your naming convention thing is a good way to go about that. Unfortunately, with Japan being very big on wrestling, it is a wrestling move. Coined by... Would you like to guess this Japanese wrestler who made it to the WWE?
Let's see. Japanese that made it to the WWE. I mean, unfortunately, it goes through and shows how little I know.
Which is fair. This is all a learning process.
But my brain would generally go Yokozuna, and I'm not even sure if that technically fits.
Is that your final guess?
Best I can muster, unfortunately.
He's actually a really recent character in the... or recent personality in the WD locker room who came, I think, in 2015 or 16. He goes by the name of Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
The best way to describe him, he's essentially like a mix of Dio Brando and Michael Jackson.
Oh, God. As if we needed any more egotistics.
Well, he is called the King of Strong Style, so yeah. Alright. On to question 5. The technique is called Destino.
Destino, huh?
Yep.
Is there a translation, perhaps?
Unfortunately,
Or is it literally just that? Okay.
That is it.
Okay. So I don't have any leeway with translations.
Hang on.
And it is just a word.
Actually, it's Destiny.
Oh, okay. Well. unfortunate. That doesn't give me any real room to
Unfortunate-
work with.
Unfortunately, no.
Mm-hmm.
But does the language barrier actually help out as well?
Wow. Given that the last time I had that, I figured didn't help me either. So
Yeah, that was the point of these things, is that, like...
let's see.
Yep.
So we already went through and messed up with the Kinshasa.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Destino. Now, here's the question.
Yes.
Do I go through and follow the tester's idea of, well, I got it wrong last time, so if I guess the opposite thing this time, maybe I get it right? Or because I got the last one wrong, do I guess the same thing and hope I get it right this time?
Ah, that good old thing. Depending on, like, how I set up the test.
If you even decide to put such tactics in.
It really just depends. Or did I just, like, pick them at random and they kind of just fell into place that way? I will be fair with you. There is an equal amount of questions of each of them on there, so it'll be that for you.
Okay. So, last time, pick that I said anime because of the specific, Kinshasa being
Yes.
something that I would figure to be in a Japanese. Let us, because it's Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well just double down and guess that this is from anime.
Unfortunately, Destino is a wrestling technique.
Ooh.
Would you like to try and guess the wrestler just for the fun of it?
Let's see. Okay, so Destino. Assumedly, it's going to be somebody from across the pond. Be it, well, maybe not necessarily across the pond. Because
there is some water between us and them.
Yeah. There is some bay distance.
Yep.
However, let's see. Does it come from South America or over in the UK?
The questions are emulating and burning hard. Can you
I feel like if it were going to come from the UK, it would come from something like Italian. And I can't think of any Italian-specific wrestlers. So I'm going to say it has to be Spanish. To which that doesn't really go through and cut it down. Well, there's a part of me that wants to go through, and even though I've already said the answer, Rey Mysterio,
Yeah.
I feel like that's not going to be it, and I need to go through and open my horizons. So, let's just call it that I can't.
Okay.
And you let me know what I missed out on.
All right. Well, I will let you know that this wrestler is surprisingly actually Japanese. Yeah, what it is he traveled to the U.S. or not U.S. To Mexico for like a journeyman type of bit that they have like a lot of the young boys do in Japan, So where they can like get experience and like create a new character and new life there, essentially. And the guy came up and started up his own faction. I forgot the name of it at the moment, but the guy's name is Tetsuya Naito.
Cool beans.
It's always a fun thing to learn, and with that, we are halfway through the first set of questions, and we've passed like my original setup. We will come back tomorrow for more Weekend Road Wrestling vs. Fiction. I am Anthony the Artist. With me is Fox my Tactician.
Adios.